Hello everyone! So today, pag-uusapan naman po natin ang about sa difficult learners and how to deal with them. Okay, let's start. So what is difficult learners? Students with learning difficulties may have problems with reading, writing, maths, or paying attention in class. They may also be disengaged or show signs of poor social emotional health. Siyempre, as a future educator, hindi naman natin maiiwasan na maka-encounter ng mga students na nahihirapan sa kanilang pag-aaral, 'di ba? Yun nga, marami silang maaari silang magkaroon ng problema sa pagbabasa, sa pagso-solve ng math, and magkaroon ng mag-pay attention kasi hindi nila maintindihan or kahit maintindihan man nila, parang hindi pa rin nagsisink in sa utak nila po. So, syempre, may mga fast learners tayong students and hindi rin naman mawawala yung mga slow learners na students. And yun yung kailangan nating pagtuunan ng pansin. Okay, next. So, we have symptoms of difficult learners. So, first, ayan, problems in reading and or writing. Ayan. Second, problems understanding words or concept. Nahihirapan din sila intindihin yung mga sinasabi mong directions sa kanila. Third, poor memory. Ayan. So, parang mahina silang mahina silang pag-iisip. Like, for example, may in-explain ka sa kanila pero hindi pa din nila maintindihan. Tapos, in-explain mo ulit sa kanila pero hindi pa rin talaga nila maintindihan. So, may mga ganun po talaga. And fourth, ayan, problems with math. Ayan,
Okay,
mga
next,
dyscalculia.
causes naman.
So, a learning difficulty can be caused by a neurodevelopmental condition that affects the way a student behaves and or processes information. And it can also be caused by environmental or physical factors that affect their ability to learn. And this may include, okay, number one, long absences from school. Ayan. So, syempre, di ba, pag matagal ka ng absence sa school mo, nahihirapan ka talagang i-complete yung mga na-miss mo na mga activities, yung mga lessons, ayan. And syempre, ang pinaka-importante sa lahat is yung attendance. And of course, the financial disadvantage, ayan. So, kapag wala na tayong, kunwari, pang tuition, lalo na sa private pa nag-aaral, tapos wala pa trabaho parents mo, 'di ba? Mahirap talaga. So, mahirap ang pera ngayon sa totoo lang. And undiagnosed visual or hearing impairments, ayan, ito naman is kapag parang hindi mo agad na-diagnose yung kanilang mga kapansanan sa paningin or pandinig nila. And last is socioeconomic factors, ayan. So, according to Paul Clothier in his excellent books, The Complete Computer Trainer, McGraw-Hill, 1996, writes, by difficult learner, I mean one or more individuals who interrupt the flow of an instructor-led class and demand special attention, people whose skills or attitudes become a real challenge for the trainer. Perhaps, more accurately, they should be described as challenging learners. The difficulty is with the trainer and not them. Ayan, so tama naman yung sinasabi niya dito. Lalo na sa sinabi niya na the difficulty is with the trainer and not them. Kasi pag naka-encounter tayo ng mga ganitong students, tayo yung nata-challenge, 'di ba? Nata-challenge tayo kung paano natin sila i-handle, ano yung mga strategies na gagawin natin for them para hindi sila mahirapan sa learning nila and para maintindihan nila yung lessons natin. Okay? Next, ayan, learners with challenging skills. Ayan, learners in this category usually want to be in the class but present problems because they are either slow or fast to learn, do not have appropriate keyboard or mouse skills, or fail to adequately meet the prerequisites of the course. Next, so there are a number of ways for dealing with learners who are challenging because of their skills. Ayan, so constantly ask slow learners discreetly how they are coping and spend time during breaks or when the rest of the class is working on an exercise to reinforce concepts with them. So, syempre, first, kailangan natin tanungin yung mga slow learners natin ng discreetly, ng maingat, kung paano ba nila kinakaya and kung paano ba nila ginugugol or spend yung oras nila sa kanilang pagpapahinga, or kapag yung iba naman sa klase is working on an exercise to reinforce concepts with them, kasi para maging aware din tayo kung ano ba yung ginagawa nila. And ayan, have an alternate, easier set of experience for slow learners that may be easier for them to work through. So, syempre, dapat talaga na magkaroon tayo ng mga set of exercise na madaling gawin para sa kanila, para hindi rin sila mahirapan and maintindihan din nila agad. And if other class members are willing set of a body system where a slow learner and a competent learner work together through an exercise, you will need to treat this with great sensitivity. Ayan. So, kung yung slow learners natin and yung competent learner natin is working together through an exercise, 'di ba? Syempre, you will need to treat this with great sensitivity kasi syempre, for example, kunwari ako, competent learner ako and isa sa mga naging partner ko is yung classmate ko na slow learner. Syempre, mag-a-adjust ako kasi para ma-accomplish namin kunwari yung task na binigay sa amin ng teacher namin. So, kailangan mo ng mahabang pasensya, basta mahabang proseso para mapaintindi mo sa kanya kung ano yung gagawin. So, dapat willing ka talaga ulitin yung mga bagay na hindi niya naiintindihan. And kapag nagbitaw ka naman ng mga hindi appropriate na words sa kanya, syempre, 'di ba, parang masasaktan siya doon, of course. Dadamdam niya yun. So, ayun, be nice to each other po. And next, have a set of catch-up files on hand for slow typists that they can load up to catch up with the rest of the class. Reassure them that this is not a typing class. Blatant plug, many of our courseware titles have catch-up files that the trainer can use in these circumstances. So dito, sinasabi lang na dapat magkaroon tayo ng mga catch-up file para sa ating mga slow learner kasi, 'di ba, maaring pwede natin yun balikan or para makahabol din sila sa kanilang mga klase. And next, keep fast learners and or typists busy with either an additional challenging task or spend some time with them and show them extra tips and tricks. Get them to experiment with other features but don't let them get too far ahead of the class. Ayan. So sa mga fast learners naman natin, let us keep our fast learners busy kasi maaring pwede ka sa kanila magbigay ng mga additional challenging task na gugugulin nila sa kanilang oras or ayan, sabi nga dyan, 'di ba? Show them extra tips and tricks or pwede mo din sila sabihin na mag-experiment ng mga bagay para lang may gawin sila pero don't let them get too far ahead of the class. Kasi parang pag nauuna na sila masyado, nawawala na yung thrill, nawala na yung excitement kasi nagawa na nila yon. And ayun nga, ano lang, parang step by step lang. Huwag natin ibibigay lahat agad. Kasi pag binigay natin agad lahat, masasaktan lang tayo. Char, iba pala yun. Okay, next po tayo. Ayan, so there are a number of definite no-nos when it comes to skills challenges. First, don't let slow or fast learners dictate the speed of the course. Pander to the average, but make sure you are prepared for extremes. Never do the typing or use the mouse of the slow learner and don't let anyone else do it either. Avoid sitting slow learners next to one another. Ayan. And avoid having fast learners sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Always keep them occupied. Ayan. So, iwasan din natin sa mga fast learners natin yung wala na silang ginagawa. Like, ayan, nagpapaikot na lang sila ng mga lapis sa kanilang kamay or what. So, kailangan parang lagi silang may ginagawa para hindi po sila mabagot. Learners with challenging attitudes. Ayan. So, this type of learners can cause you the most heartache and grief. Ayan. So, mostly these people are well-meaning such as the compulsive answerer and the know-it-all. Ayan, alam lahat. Or, hindi sila aware sa kanilang behavior tulad ng palagi silang nag-iingay, nagkukulit, ganyan. But, sometimes, they can be downright hostile and aggressive. Ayan. And minsan, laban din sila and aggressive sila, lalo na kung hindi nila gusto or kapag hindi nila nakikita yung halaga sa ginagawa mo. Ouch! Hindi nila nakikita yung halaga ko. Char. Okay, next. So, Clothier recommends that you focus on the behavior of these people and that you avoid judging them. Yes, and that is correct po. Kasi, di ba, hindi naman natin alam yung pinagdadaanan niya kung bakit ganun yung attitude niya. So, mabuting let's talk to them bago natin sila i-judge or bago tayo mag-react agad. So, sabi nga dito, in order to deal effectively with anyone's difficult attitude, remember that the person generally has no idea he or she is a problem. So, relate to that person as you would anyone else with respect and consideration, while at the same time addressing the behavior that is affecting the learning. Ayun, so para nga naman maging effective yung pakikitungo mo sa mga learners mo na may mga challenging attitudes, always remember na hindi din nila alam or wala din silang idea na sila mismo yung problema. So baka akala nila na okay lang yung ganong attitude kasi malay natin sa bahay nila ganun yung attitude niya tapos wala man lang nagsisita sa kanya kaya akala niya na okay lang ganun. So kailangan natin ugnayan dun sa taong yon tulad ng ginagawa natin sa iba ng may, of course, respeto and may consideration. While at the same time, ina-address din natin yung behavior nila na nakakaapekto sa kanilang pag-aaral. Ayan. Next. So again, there are many strategies available to you. So, ask the talkative person whether what you have just said makes sense to them. Ayan, kausapin mo ng maayos. Huwag mo silang pahiyain or sigawan or sabihin sa kanila na ulitin mo yung ine-explain mo sa kanila. Kasi, um, pangit kasi yung way ng pagtatanong mo sa kanila. Magiging iba yung magiging kalalabasan. Ayan. So, baka hindi yun sumagot sa'yo or kapag sumagot naman, parang magsisinungaling lang yan. Like, for example, tinanong mo siya ng, naiintindihan niyo ba yung tinuro ko na lesson sa math? So, kahit hindi naman nila naintindihan yung lesson mo, sasabihin niya na lang sa iyo is, opo ma'am, I get it po. Or naintindihan ko po, kahit hindi naman. Kasi pangit yung approach mo sa kanya. Ayan, so sabi nga dito, chances are they'll reply with, oh yeah, that's great. And they probably haven't paid attention but will in the future rather than be caught out again. So, para nga hindi na maulit yung ganong sistema, kausapin natin sila ng maayos para hindi na maulit-ulit yung ganong situation. Next, a great technique is to stand next to or behind the talkative person as you are teaching. Ayan. So, para maintindihan agad nila yung in-explain mo and magiging mas focus pa sila dun sa mga sinasabi mo. Ayan. So, karamihan sa mga naging teacher ko po, ginagawa to like yung mag-iingay. Like yung mga maiingay na classmate ko, pinapalipat niya ng upuan and nilalagay niya sa unahan. Para nga naman, 'di ba, mas magets nila and hindi sila ingay and makapagbigay sila ng attention. And if you have a compulsive answerer in class, specifically direct mo daw yung mga questions mo sa ibang students mo. And if a compulsive answerer pipes up with an answer, ask other people what they think. Don't confirm the answer until others have had a chance to have a say. So dito, kung may tinanong ka sa isang students mo, then kung yung students mo na yon is nag-iisip pa ng sagot, pwede natin gawin is yung tanungin muna natin yung ibang mga students natin kung ano yung kanilang iniisip din ng mga ideas. So wag muna natin i-confirm agad yung mga sagot. Kumbaga, let's wait. I-wait muna natin yung ibang tao na magsalita para hindi naman yung siya lang ng siya lang. Like, iisang tao lang yung pinagtatanungan mo ng idea. Yan, so next, always let a know-it-all have their say because all they really want to do is display their knowledge. Ayan, tama naman to. Compliment them on their knowledge. If they are mistaken, do not challenge them but rather deflect their comment with, I didn't know that. Can you show me during the break? Or something similar. If they are not too obnoxious to the group, solicit their help assisting others during exercises. Ayan, so ask learners who obviously don't want to be on the course. Ayan, so tanungin mo muna sila kung ano yung ine-expect dun nila. Kung ano yung ine-expect nila dun sa course or sa lesson na yon. So listen to what they say. Then later on, a one-on-one basis, try to find something that you will cover that will be of interest to them. Ayan, so mag-isip tayo or maghanap tayo ng mga way para maging interesado sila dun sa course na yon or magustuhan nila yung subject na yon or perhaps even adapt something to their needs. And you can also involve these people by regularly asking them questions or perhaps helping other learners. And next, quiet learners present a problem because you really don't know what their level of understanding is without feedback. Try and draw them in by asking simple questions. Ayan. So sa mga quiet learners naman, ang magandang gawin dito para magkaroon tayo ng feedback sa kanila is tanungin natin sila ng mga simple questions to make sure na may naiintindihan talaga sila sa mga sinasabi mo. Okay po, next. Again, Angry or aggressive people are complex and there may be many reasons why they exhibit this type of behavior. Ayan, so maraming dahilan kung bakit sila nagpapakita ng mga ganitong pag-uugali kasi nga 'di ba? Hindi mo alam kung saang environment sila lumaki. Kung sa tahimik ba or sa maingay na environment kasi nasa kung sinong tao din kasi yan. Kung sino yung taong nakakasalamuhan ng mga bata, kung makita niya na palagi nag-aaway parents nila and lagi nagsisigawan, syempre, maaapektuhan din yung behavior ng bata. Kaya, it is important for you to listen to them and not confront them directly and let them vent their spleen or hayaan mo lang sila na ilabas yung galit nila. Talk to them and then listen to them para mailabas lang nila yung sama ng loob nila na hindi nila nailalabas sa loob ng bahay nila. Yeah. And then, no matter what the issue, take an interest in the person. Ayan. So, people with additional issues often just want to be heard or to be made to feel special. Ayan. So, gusto lang din naman nila na pakinggan natin sila, pakinggan sa mga rants, problems nila. Ayan. Kausapin sila and ipa-feel mo din na special sila. And, of course, that love natin sila and we care for them. Kasi, kung hindi nyo nafe-feel yung love sa loob ng bahay nila, sana kahit sa loob ng classroom, 'di ba? So, pa-feel naman natin yun sa kanila. Of course, there are also no-nos when it comes to dealing with attitude issues. Ayan. First is, never take things personally. Focus your attention on the behavior, not the individual. Ayan, so malinaw naman na dapat mas i-focus natin yung attention natin sa behavior ng bata. And next, never confront a person with an attitude problem in front of a class or other people. Ayan. So, it's a no-no yan. So, listen to them, try and placate and calm the situation, then address the behavior on one-on-one in the next break. So, kalma lang dapat. Mag-usap ng mahinahon and saka pag-usapan na kung bakit ganito yung behavior niya. Like, sabi dito, 'di ba? Peace, you obviously know the stuff well, but I'd like you to give others a chance to answer a question. Ayan, o 'di ba? Kalma lang yung paano niya sabihin dun sa student niya. So, ang ganda pakinggan, 'di ba? Kasi nasa tone of voice din natin yun kung paano natin sasabihin sa kanila ng maayos. Ayan. And never raise your voice at another person. So, it is a sign of failure. Ayan. So, ayun nga, kakasabi ko lang nito kanina na nasa tone of voice din natin yun. So, kaya never ever raise your voice to your students kasi hindi mo alam baka may problem na pala yung bata tapos sinigawan mo pa, 'di ba? So, mawawalan na yan ng gana pumasok, tapos matatakot na yan sa'yo, or di na yan sasagot sa mga tanong mo in case na tinatanong mo siya kasi kinakatakutan ka na niya. And ayan, so whatever you do, wherever you go, keep calm lang palagi. And love po to greet. Char, iba pala yun. Okay, next. So, understanding your learners. So, there is only one real way to understand your learners, both their skills and their attitudes. And that is to engage with them, not confront them. Ayan, so malinaw na malinaw yung sinasabi dito na para mas maintindihan natin yung mga learners natin, engage with them, parang kunin mo yung loob nila or involve mo sarili mo sa kanila. Like, alamin mo yung mga bagay na kinaiinteresa nila, yung mga problems nila, and show that you understand them, their situation, and whatever happens, pakita mo na you are always there for them, na hindi mo sila iiwan, hindi mo sila pababayaan. Ayan. Yeah. Ayan. So, tapos na po tayo. Thank you po for listening and I hope you learn a lot. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel to notify you for my next vlog. Ayan. So, thank you po for watching and listening. Bye!